What's going on, guys? Sticks here with the Token Minorities, bringing you another deck on Pokemon TCGO, and today I am bringing you a deck that I've been sitting on for quite a while, and that is one centered around Scizor-GX. And before I get into the deck, just a reminder that if you guys like this video or found it helpful, please leave a like, drop a comment, click that subscribe button. Helps us out a ton and lets us do more cool stuff for you guys. And I want to make a very quick disclaimer at the very beginning of the video before I get into the question of the day, anything like that. I do want to let you guys know that the footage with this deck was filmed before rotation. It was filmed pre-rotation, so I mean that would place it a good 3 weeks before this video goes up, and I do want to apologize in advance and explain that the reason I did that is because we had a very heavy exam load in the beginning of September, and so I recorded this in advance just to make sure that I would have consistent video content for you guys. I would make sure that this video was ready, I wouldn't have to miss a day, and even if I had exams, I would still have it ready. So I do apologize for that. I do apologize for the fact that I'm not against the current standard decks in some cases, but I do just want to explain that the reason for that is not because I am lazy. It's because I want to make sure that I have content for you guys every Tuesday and Thursday like I promised. So I'm very sorry for that. If that irks you, you can feel free to click off this video right now, but I do want to explain that ahead of time. And then, okay, now that with that out of the way, I can go ahead and say, before I get into the deck, just a reminder that if you guys like this video or found it helpful, please leave a like, drop a comment, click that subscribe button as it helps us out a ton and lets us do more cool stuff for you guys. And as for the question of the day, now, Scizor is a mon that you can get in the video game when you trade a Scyther with a metal coat. Everybody knows how that works. That was just a new thing that was introduced in Gen 2. And so my question is, what is your favorite Pokemon that evolves when being traded with an item? Now, to name a few, there's Kingdra, Slowking, Politoed, Steelix, Scizor, all from Gen 3. And then there's a ton more. Oh, there might not be a ton more. I know that there's Magmortar, Electivire, there is Slurpuff, and Aromatisse. And there's gotta be more. Oh, there's Porygon Z. And I can't remember all that there are. I mean, there's a ton of Porygon 2, obviously, as well. But, yeah, which of those mons is your favorite that has to evolve while being traded while holding an item? For me, it's not even close. Porygon Z. Porygon Z in itself is one of my favorite mons in all of Pokemon, easily top 5. It was top 3 for a while, but then, I mean, Keldeo and Mamoswine just kind of pulled away. Electivire. Wait, Electivire, what am I saying? Guys, I am losing my freaking mind at this point. Wow. I was about to say Electivire is higher up than Porygon Z, but Porygon Z is my favorite traded Pokemon. No, Electivire is my favorite traded, is my favorite Pokemon that you have to trade with an item in order to get. Jeez, that was, I can't believe that. But either way, yeah, Electivire and Porygon Z share the have the 3 and 4 spots in my favorite Pokemon of all time. Just, I don't know, something about them. I really like them, and just Electivire has so much coverage. It always is just a mon that I want to use, but it just never works out. It's just bad enough to where it has a special spot in my heart. So yeah, Electivire is my favorite. Porygon Z is a close second. So let me know what your guys' favorite Pokemon that evolves when traded is in the comment section down below. Love to hear what you guys have going on. But anyway, onto the deck. Like I said, this is centered around Scizor-GX. And another disclaimer, this deck is 100% better with the full Choice Band build. However, I wanted to try out Metal Frying Pan quite a bit. I mean, that's just a card that I pulled a secret rare of, and I was like, okay, I gotta use this. I really have to, but just know this deck is 100% better with the Choice Band because of the damage output that Scizor-GX gets. I mean, it's able to get to 210 once it's in Danger Perception, able to get to 220, 230 with Dhelmise. And yeah, so I mean, definitely use that, but I just wanted to use Metal Frying Pan because, I mean, it's just a card that I can't help but think back to Brock's, I'm going to use my frying pan as a drying pan. So yeah, I mean, just this deck is all, this whole video is all types of messed up. So I mean, just know that Scizor-GX, it's a deck, works better with Choice Band, that's pretty much what you need to know. Click off the video right now. I'm telling you, click off the video. It's all downhill from here. I am extra crazy at this point. But yeah, I mean, the deck is centered around Scizor-GX with the Danger Perception, where if this Pokemon's remaining HP... Oh, I guess, sorry, I read that wrong. It can hit 190, 210 with 2 Dhelmise and Choice Band. So yeah, that's where it hits the magic number. But Danger Perception, if this Pokemon's HP is 100 or less, attacks do 80 more damage. With Steel Wing, you can hit for 160, 190 with Choice Band. And then if you have 2 Dhelmise in play, that's where you hit the 210. Crosscut GX for 3 of any energy. If your opponent's active Pokemon is an evolution, this attack does 100 more damage. And then if you have Danger Perception along with that, you can hit for 280, which actually one-hit KOs things like Solgaleo, which is pretty nice, and other Stage 2 evolutions like Metagross that are a little bit more relevant. So yeah, that's really just what the whole deck is centered around. Just getting Scizor set up, supporting them as best as possible, and going from there. So I'm just going to start with the Mons and numbers of Mons and why we're running that. Single copy of Oranguru for Pokemon draw support, just be able to use that, play that onto the bench, draw a couple cards out of it, that type of thing. 4-3 of Scyther and Scizor-GX, because, I mean, if our opponent knocks out 3 Scizors, we lose anyway, so there's that. A single copy of Duskmane Necrozma, just because, I mean, Duskmane is so good. Just being able to put 60 damage onto our opponent's GX Pokemon, put them in range of Scizor-GX once it's in the Danger Perception, once its ability is activated. I guess that's how you say it. I don't even know. Just really set up knockouts for Scizor-GX once it's set up. Single copy of Kartana-GX, just to be able to have some special energy hate, as there's a lot of special energy in this format. And then also Blade GX if we decide that we want to go that route. A single copy of Solgaleo Prism Star, as, well, first of all, Duskmane is our way of working around Hoopa and Ninetales. Solgaleo Prism Star is simply there to support Scizor, get more energy in play, set up things like your Duskmane and more Scizors on the bench if that situation comes up where your opponent has a bunch of Pokemon in play and you have a bunch of metal energy in the discard pile. It's just a nice quick way of accelerating energy. 2 copies of Dhelmise to boost Scizor's attack to where it can potentially hit that magic number of 210. And then we have 2 copies of Tapu Lele to set up this deck as best possible, just because this deck is relatively slow, so it needs that good turn 1 setup, and so a couple Leles into Pokemon Fan Club is ideal for this deck. 2 copies of Acro Bike. I'm really torn. I started with 4, but just as I tested out the deck, I removed more and more. In fact, I might honestly, with this version of the deck, might think it's better to remove both of these, add another Fan Club so you can guaranteed get those couple Scythers set up in your first turn, then another Choice Band. Well, I guess in this case you would just get rid of 2 Frying Pans for 2 more Choice Bands, but I mean, definitely another Pokemon Fan Club, and then probably another Nest Ball just to help you with that setup. But I mean, for the time being, I'm just trying it out, see how it works, as this format does have a little bit less draw support. So I mean, why not? Try out a couple Acro Bikes, have a couple Secret Rares, and it was just kind of a, yeah, why the heck not? Let's throw them in there. 2 Field Blower. Now, this is definitely a remnant of me playing the old standard format, where Garbodor was a big thing. Well, I guess it kind of was a big thing. Where Garbodor was a thing that you had to worry about, but also, like, I justified keeping it in here for post-standard just because Choice Bands are such a big deal to Scizor in altering the damage, nullifying the Steel Wings effect, and then just keeping it from being 2-hit KO'd. If Scizor gets 3-hit KO'd, you're in an absolutely amazing position. But if we can alter the damage output by our opponents by even just 30 damage from Choice Band, then that is very significant. So that's why, while all the other decks you should definitely run just like a single copy of Field Blower, that's why I'm justifying running 2 Field Blower in this, just because, I mean, the Choice Band and the damage output from that can make such a big difference with Scizor. For search, we have 2-4 of Nest Ball and Ultra Ball, but like I said, probably get rid of an Acro Bike, throw another Nest Ball and another Pokemon Fan Club in there for consistency's sake. 2 Rescue Stretcher for Recursion, and then as for these supporters, you got 3 Acerola, because Scizor is going to be heavily damaged, and then in cases like this, or when we use this deck, we can have Scizor get very damaged, to the point where it's almost knocked out. Acerola that thing back up, put up another Scizor, and then just rinse and repeat. Just deny our opponent prizes, that type of thing. 3 Copycat for support, or for draw support, in addition to 4 Cynthia and 2 Judge. Just, I don't know, different little line of draw supporters that I've been trying out. I mean, I haven't really found one that I'm super comfortable with yet, so I've just kind of rolled with it and then trying out different ones. So yeah, whatever works for you, definitely go with that. And then for Guzmas, because this deck is all about picking up KOs where and when we can, so being able to have the maximum amount of Guzmas is nice. And then one copy of Pokemon Fan Club, probably another one in place of an Acro Bike for optimum setup. And then here we have 2 Choice Band, 2 Metal Frying Pan. Again, run 4 Choice Band. Just better, plain and simple, it's just better. But I have these Metal Frying Pans that I've really been wanting to use for a while, so I just kind of went with it. And then as for the energy, 3 DCE and 9 metal to just power up our Mons, plain and simple. So yeah, that is the deck. Let's just go ahead and see this deck in action. Alrighty, we have found one against Riemann TW, and looks like it's Zoroark. I mean, I have no idea what it's paired with. I mean, Zoroark can be paired with so many different things. It could be Zoroark Lycanroc, which unfortunately is still a thing. But yeah, so I mean, it could be Zoroark Lycanroc. It could be... Actually, you know what? It could also be like Zoroark and Banette, because they're running Baby Buzzwole in there too. So I mean, like, I don't know. It's probably Zoroark Lycanroc, but with the Baby Buzzwole that is being run in those decks, it could also be Zoroark Banette. But regardless, we do start off with a pretty solid hand. I have a Dusk main that I can start sniping down some of my opponent's Lele's early on. Lele's, Lele's turn 1, and then sniping down the Zoroarks. Beyond that, putting them in range of getting knocked out in 2 hits by Scizor, or, you know, 1 hit if Scizor is damaged. And my opponent even starts off with the Lele, so that is very perfect for me. I'm going to be able to start sniping that thing down from the get-go, just trying to go off, essentially. Just get my bench filled up with stuff that I can use, hit the Lele, put it in range of Scizor. A choice-banded Scizor with choice-banded Scizor's Steel Wing will be able to OHKO a Lele after a single attack from Dusk main. So you know what, kind of regretting the fact that Metal Frying Pan is in this deck, but you know what, I just, like I said in the deck list, I've had the Metal Frying Pans for a while. I've really just wanted to use them for so long, and this seemed like the deck to do it. And as you can see, my opponent did play the Bridget in the standard format, so I do apologize. I am having to pre-record this before the rotation fully takes effect, just because exams are absolutely killing me for second year of med school. So when I had the time, I wanted to record the matches when I could, just so I would for sure have the content to bring you guys. So again, I'm very sorry about that, but what I am going to do this turn is go ahead and grab a Dhelmise and an Oranguru, and then just go ahead and Dusk shot the Lele. It would have been in range of a Scizor, of a choice banded Scizor Steel Wing regardless, but I don't know, just kind of felt like doing it. I might as well attack this active one, as it gets me the extra 10 damage with Dhelmise. If I don't have a choice band on Scizor-GX, but I just have 2 Dhelmise down, then I will be able to KO the Lele from here. It does play down the Zoroark, so I mean, that's to be expected at this point. I mean, Zoroark's just kind of like... Zoroark's what makes the deck run, so obviously having a Zoroark would be pretty beneficial. And my opponent's going to get rid of a Rainbow Energy, and is actually running Sophocles. That's an interesting card. Actually, I don't know why my opponent wouldn't just play Malo. Were they just looking for too much stuff? I mean, I don't know. I feel like, why would you play Sophocles if you were just playing Malo? Like, if you had a Malo in your hand, I feel like that just gets you guaranteed what you want a lot more efficiently than discarding 2 and drawing 4. I don't know, but in that situation, I don't know why you would Sophocles when you could Acerola, unless you just had like way too much stuff that you were looking for. But even then, Sophocles wouldn't guarantee to even get you 1 of what you were looking for, much less 2. So, I don't know. Personal opinion, my opponent is going to get a Rainbow Energy onto that Banette and just pass. So it's going to take another hit. I'm going to go ahead and Nest Ball. I could grab another Scyther, but I don't know. I just want that extra damage, because if I get a choice band, I will be... Actually, you know what? That was a bad play. I should have just grabbed another Scyther, because if I get another choice band, then regardless, or if I get a choice band, then regardless I'll be able to knock out the Lele with my Dusk main, but yeah, unfortunately that's not the case, so what I'm going to do is just energy up the Scizor-GX, get that thing ready to go, and yeah, I'm really, really regretting that play. I would very much like to have a Scyther on the bench that I could start powering up as a backup Scizor, because obviously this one will not be doing enough, and oh my gosh, my opponent plays bodybuilding dumbbells. Huh. I mean, that's one way to do it, I guess. I don't know. I'm just a bigger fan of Choice Band for the extra damage output, but I guess in this case, it would be more beneficial to run bodybuilding dumbbells, because then it puts him out of range of... Actually, no, because I'm still going to be able to two-shot the Zoroark with my Scizor regardless. I mean, does that... I mean, I guess a lot of people are banking the 2-hit KOs off hitting for like 110 so that it can two-shot a Zoroark, so I guess bodybuilding dumbbells would be beneficial, and you're not going to be outright OHKOing anything with Choice Band anyway, just because the most you can hit for is 150. So I don't know. I mean, I guess it makes sense. I'm just kind of one of those guys that I prefer to run Choice Band over bodybuilding dumbbells. But again, we will see, like, we'll see how that works. Obviously, it's working for my opponent if he's able to put me in this type of position. So he will just go ahead and Riotous Beating with the Banette. He's going to be able to snipe me down, which is very unfortunate. But what I can do this turn... Okay, so I have a choice. I can play the regular Metal. Yeah, let's do that. Ah, crap. What I could have done was DCE'd up the Scizor, then Guzma'd up his fresh Zoroark, and knocked that out with a Crossing Cut GX. But then all he would have to do is just go into the Banette and move a damage counter onto me. So I don't know. I'm just gonna go for this. This way the Zoroark is in range of... Is it quite in range? Actually, not even. It's going to be 10 damage off. Ah, crap. So this is not looking very good, and my opponent can very easily just go... Okay, it doesn't even need to switch out. Just Ace Roll is up the Zoroark. So yeah, this is not looking very good. He's going to play the Banette down. He's going to be able to knock me out, and the Bodybuilding Dumbbells goes onto the Banette. And the damage from the Rainbow Energy and then Shady Move, he will... I mean, he's guaranteed going to put the damage counter onto my Dusk main, yeah, because he is able to take a prize right there. Basically, well, two of my Dusk mains' 3 attacks were just completely nullified. Like, luckily, the Lele still has the damage on it, but at the same time, like, that Zoroark was just completely healed up. There was not a whole lot I can do, and this is not looking pretty. He is able to hit me for 100 damage, meaning that Dhelmise is just 2 Shady Moves away from being knocked out as well. So that is very not good. But what I am going to do, instead of getting another Scyther, I think my Dusk main is going to be very important in this game, so I'm going to rely on that a little bit. Let's energy up the Scizor, and I think now what I'm going to do is just go ahead and take out his Zoroark with a Crossing Cut, or a Cross Cut. I think that has to be... what I go for in this situation. We'll do plenty of damage with the Dhelmise to knock out the Zoroark, and we are able to take 2 prizes, so we do take the lead kind of, and I'm really hoping that my opponent will hit me for just over 100 damage. Yeah, hit me for 110. I think that's the magic number. Hit me for 110 damage at the least, so that my Scizor is able to then Steel Wing for 200 damage, which won't quite be enough for the... Ah, dang it. Not quite enough for that Banette, so I need to try to dig for the Choice Band as well if I want to one-shot that Banette. Actually, even a Choice Band won't help just because it'd be 200, 230... yeah, it would, because Bodybuilding Dumbbells only adds 40. So yeah, if I'm able to get a Choice Band, then I will be able to knock out the Banette in one hit. Which is kind of what I would like to go for. He will be able to Shady Move and then hit me, so it's just a matter of what my opponent wants to do in the process. I mean, I would think you would try to target down the Dhelmise, as that is just a prize sitting there. Like, that's 2 Shady Moves away from taking a prize. And yeah, I think that would be what my opponent would go for. He is actually powering up the Zoroark. Yeah, the Shady Move is going to come in, and I need 3 metal, unfortunately, onto, well, 2 metal and a DC, but either way, 3 attachments onto the Dusk main for me to use Rusty Claws for 200 damage, and he does, oh my gosh, good play. Good play. Yeah, see, this is the problem with Scizor. Because, like, I'm just short. I am just short of the damage to knock out the Banette. Like, well, I obviously needed the Choice Band anyway, but because he did not put me in range, I'm just gonna go ahead and pick up the Dhelmise, take that prize off the board, put it back down, and then Steel Wing my opponent. Let him do 30 less damage for me. Let me take 30 less damage this coming turn, and then hopefully with that, Scizor can avoid being knocked out. Will it quite? No, because of, yeah, Zoroark will still be able to knock it out. Because that's going to do 150. So, I mean, I guess my opponent's playing Bodybuilding Dumbbells and Choice Band, which is, I mean, obviously smart. Like, of course my opponent's going to be doing it. And the Max Potion as well. That is brutal. Oh, so Acerola and Max Potion. Shady Move is going to be able to... Ugh. Yeah, I don't like this. This is going very, very, very poorly for me in this situation. Really not sure if there's much I can do at this point. Because, I mean, like, I'm obviously going to keep playing it out because, I mean, this is turning into a very good game. But I think... Wait. My opponent just hit me. If I get a Choice Band, I'll be able to knock out... If I get a Choice Band, I'll be able to knock out the Banette. Yeah, because I'm hitting for 200 damage, so okay. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Can I get a Choice Band? No, I cannot. Crap. Man, if I got a Choice Band, that would be amazing, as I would be able to one-shot the Banette. But I think at this point, I just have to... I'm going to play the Metal Frying Pan onto the Dusk main and just try to snipe down the Banette, I guess. Like, just pray that my opponent doesn't have an Acerola or a Max Potion, even though... Almost assuredly so, they have it. But my opponent can even just Shady Move with the active onto the Scizor, retreat into the other Banette, and then Shady Move with that thing too, and then knock out the Scizor. So this is, yeah, this isn't looking good. I'm just coming up short every single time, and this is why I think, or this is why I said that the Choice Band, just full-on Choice Band build, is better than running any Metal Frying Pans. Just because, I mean, like, there's no... It doesn't help you with numbers. In fact, it really hurts you with numbers to run Metal Frying Pan. As Steel Wing, yeah, the combination of Steel Wing plus Metal Frying Pan is like 60 less damage. But wait. Why'd my opponent move it off? Oh. Yeah, my opponent did what I did against Orabomb. Yep, there it is. Where I accidentally clicked on his active instead of my active for, like, where to take the damage off of. So, I mean, my opponent misclicked, and, I mean, I wish there was a way that you could cancel that, because, I mean, it's literally just a really quick single click, and it screws you over, because, like, attacking you have to click too, with other things as well. So, I mean, it's, I don't know. My opponent clearly did misclick right there, because the best play was to just Shady Move onto the Scizor, and then Acerola that thing up, and then Shady Move once again to knock me out. But, I mean, clearly a misclick. Like, I know exactly what my opponent was going for because he did click on the Scizor, and yeah, he will be able to knock me out. Like, again, why I say the Choice Band is better than the Metal Frying Pan, just because the 60 less damage will not help you. That extra 30 when you're hitting, like, when you're low already, like, Scizor is going to be barely one-hit KO'd. Like, that's just not something that really happens. Scizor does not get one-hit KO'd in almost any situation. So once it's active, you're hitting for 180 with Steel Wing, and then that extra 30 damage lets you hit for 210, and which is a magic number in the game right now. And then Dhelmise can also help with just a little bit more. And there's the Choice Band, just one turn too late. I'm gonna pass, hoping that my opponent will just take out the Lele. Like, if my opponent takes out the Lele, I have a chance to clean up the game with my Dusk main at this point. But otherwise, yeah, I think I screwed up. I mean, especially, well, really it just came down to running the Metal Frying Pans, because I still had the Acerola, still had the Choice Bands, but if I just had 2 more Choice Bands where the 2 Metal Frying Pans would have been able to knock out this Banette, and yeah, my opponent is going to Guzma up. the Duskmane. That my only chance was to have him knock out the Lele, and then maybe Duskmane can come through in the end by knocking out the Banette and then the Zork, or hopefully something like that. But if my Duskmane is damaged, because it wouldn't have been able to get knocked out in one hit by Banette or Zork without a Kukui play, just, yeah, wasn't worth playing out at that point. And again, like, well, not again, but I'm really sorry, guys, that I'm gonna have to cut it short there. Just exams are absolutely demolishing me right now. Super stressed out, but I still wanted to bring you guys this video. Sorry once again that I had to pre-record. That's what I was saying once again for, so I apologize for that. But nonetheless, hope that you still enjoyed this deck and learned why Metal Frying Pan is not worth running, and you should definitely run Choice Band. So thank you guys so much for watching and putting up with the stressedness that is me. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and this is Styx signing out. Why not? See you guys.